Hey guys, I wanted to just briefly talk about how to run the tic-tac-toe application and that example view-subview application. So let's start with the view-subview example. Basically, if you go CD to that guy, I think it's called, what the heck is it called? It's called BB subview example, okay? It doesn't have any tree structure at all. All the files are in one directory. Let's take a look at the index.html. So it has a style sheet. It has a div called BigView. It's got a div called log, and then it pulls in the application, which just lives in the root directory. So everything's in one directory in this one to keep it simple. Okay, it's not a complicated project, so it doesn't really need a directory structure. It's got a class diagram, which you can view in plant text if you wish to. Index.html is pretty simple. It pulls in a setup file to pull in jQuery and underscore. It pulls in backbone. It defines a small thing model, which only has a value. Okay, a thing collection, which is a collection of small things. It has a small view, which is a template, which is just the view of a small thing, which only displays a value. So it's a very simple template. It just displays whatever the value attribute happens to be. And it does handle a click. So if you click on a small view, it does something. It basically toggles the class hit on and off. Hit is a cascading style sheet class that basically turns anything that has that class red. It also calls the doAlert method of the big view object. Every small view is connected to a big view. You can see in the constructor, you save off the big view that you get created with, so you can talk to the big view later. And here's the big view. doAlert basically just appends some text to the log div, telling it what value it was sent. The template is a template. It's a table that has a span for every cell. So you can see it's got a kind of a table structure. Let's see if I can make that guy a little bigger for you. There you go. You can see how the table structure looks. Okay. And what else do you need to know? I think that might be about it. How do I actually run the thing? Well, in the README, there's a command to build a Docker image, and then you can run the Docker image. I've already built this one for me, so I can just run it. And in order to compile the code, you just say npm run build.js, and that compiles it. And if you want to run the thing, all you have to do is open it with a browser. So what I would do is say, go to my folder where I have it. There's the guy. And I can either right-click on the file and say open with and give it a browser like Chrome. And it should go out and load it. And then if I click on these guys, you can say they turn red, and it prints out I get a value. If you click on it again, it toggles the class on and off, so it turns it on and off red. That's the way that one works. Then the question is, what about the tic-tac-toe starter code? Well, let's go to that one. It's the same way. You can run it with the same image. You can use the image from the small view, big view example, or you can even use the bike image. Doesn't make any difference because all the software you need is in each of those images. They're basically the same. Again, to build it, you can say npm run build.js, and that will compile it. And then to actually see what it does, we can go to the tic-tac-toe example, and I can simply drag that HTML. I can drag it over a browser, or I could say right-click it and say open with a browser. Depending on how you have your HTML files set up, you can set them up to automatically open with a browser. I have mine set up to open with a text editor because I'm more often wanting to edit them than I am wanting to view them. But that's what you should see in the tic-tac-toe starter is it should just say this is the main view. That's basically the view code for the main view. If you look at the view code for the main view, its render just pulls in the template, but the template just says, I have the main view. Let's look at that guy. Yeah. So there's the template. This is the main view. So that's what you should see if that one's working. So that's all I have for you. Some people were having trouble getting started, and I just wanted to point out how that works. We'll talk to you soon.